Okay, so I wanted to explain a little bit about what made me go into the hospital, a couple symptoms, just in case somebody else is experiencing it, and they may need to go get checked out. Tuesday night before I went to bed, I started noticing that I was having shortness of breath, and I just summed it up to maybe thinking that it was 2 weeks since I quit smoking. So I was like, well, it's been 2 weeks since I quit smoking, so maybe that's it. Then I noticed, okay, well, I'm getting lightheaded whenever I do something. Like if I get up too fast, if I bend down, if I just lay down, if I just whatever. I was sitting on the computer, I was getting lightheaded. It was weird. So I was like, okay, this is weird. So Wednesday came around, I noticed that my heart rate was racing. So not only were I having them symptoms, but my heart rate was getting faster. So then I was like, okay, this is weird. Then I was getting dizzy. I told my kids on Thursday I would take them to go get some water ice from Rita's. So we walked to get water ice. And while we were there, I almost passed out like 3 times. We had to sit there. So I was like, okay, this isn't normal. I shouldn't be feeling like this because I'm healthy. I quit smoking. I've been losing weight. I eat healthy. And there's just no way that this should be going on. So Friday, I went into the hospital that morning with all these symptoms. As soon as they hooked me up to the monitor to check my heart rate, my blood pressure, they noticed also, I was telling them that I had tingly fingers and toes, and my face a little bit was tingly because of how fast my heart rate was going. My blood pressure was really low, they said, but my heart rate was 155. That raised a concern to them, so they pricked my finger to check my blood sugar because they said I looked clammy and pale, and like, maybe your sugar's low. No, my sugars were at 99, so they're like, okay, that's great. So they couldn't figure it out, so they hooked me up to the EKG. That came out fine. They took massive amounts of blood work. Everything is fine. Then they took me for chest x-rays. That came out fine too. So they finally got me back to a room. When I was thinking I was just getting results back from the doctor, I had no idea they were actually getting me set up for a room, because the hospital's iffy. Whether you get a room or not, normally you don't. They just tell you what's going on and send you home. The only time they really give you a room is if it's really a raise for concern. So they're like, oh, we're taking you back to your room. I was like, I'm getting a room? Like, what's going on? So I got to the room. I spoke to the doctor, and he was asking me what was going on. Well, a couple times I had my blood pressure while waiting because it was 6-hour wait. My heart rate was still at 130s and 140s and 150s. So the doctor was like, what's going on with that? When I got back to the room, the doctor even took my blood pressure and my heart rate and everything. My blood pressure was fine, but my heart rate was still 145. The doctor was like, this is not okay. So he's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to order you an iodine-based test. What that's going to do is it's going to check for blockages in your heart and in your lungs, and we'll go from there. So they hooked me up with IVs. They gave me, just in case I was a little dehydrated because I've been there so long, so they gave me an IV, and then they took me back to the CT scan room where they gave me the dye test, and they said it'll take about a half hour to 45 minutes to get my results. So I waited, and he said that was fine too. He said it's still concerning that my heart rate is so high when I am as healthy as an ox. My blood work is perfect, my CT scans are perfect, my chest x-rays are perfect, everything is perfect. He's like, you really can't tell that you were a smoker. That's how good your lungs are looking. Your heart looks fine, everything is great. So he told me to go to a cardiologist and take everything to my regular family doctor, which actually I haven't been to in years. I don't go to the doctor. I don't go to a hospital. I don't do doctors. I hate them. I don't go unless I am dying, and that's the truth. There's only one doctor I keep up with, and that's my OB. But other than that, I don't go. So I guess I have to start going more. So starting tomorrow, which is Monday, I have to start making appointments for my cardiologist, and because I already have a cardiologist from when I was pregnant with my son and my daughter. So now I have to go. So while I was there, they diagnosed me with tachycardia, I guess it's pronounced. And another one, it's called dyspnea. I don't know how do you pronounce it. But basically it's shortness of breath and all that other stuff. And technically, his discharge instructions, though, I had to laugh because it says that I have to avoid caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, stress, chocolate, and stimulants. Okay, I'm okay with the nicotine because I don't smoke. I'm okay with the alcohol because I'm not a drinker. I'm okay with chocolate because I'm not much of a chocolate person. But stress, I have 2 kids and a disabled husband. So stress, I don't know if I could avoid that. Stimulants, I don't do drugs. I never did. But they said that Excedrin is considered a stimulant. So I guess I'm not allowed to have it. I'm not allowed to have Red Bull because that's a stimulant. Stuff like that. But caffeine, that's probably going to be the hardest thing for me because I have to have my Dunkin' Donuts fix. So that's going to be so hard. And my Excedrin, because I get migraines, and Excedrin has caffeine in it. So I am not allowed to have that either. I can't have tea. I feel like I'm becoming a nun. I said in my last video that I would give a detailed video of what exactly went on. So, if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me, and I will answer them. Bye!